Hi guys, it's 3 a.m. but I woke up and I just felt like I needed to make this video, and I was supposed to make it yesterday, but maybe it's kind of fitting that it's happening right now, so I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna go the fuck back to bed because I have to be at the gym at 6 in the morning. So for starters, the Aurora Borealis, or the Northern Lights, which I'm just gonna call them the Northern Lights because I'm gonna get it fucked up at some point. I'm too tired for that. But the Northern Lights happened on November 11th of 2025, which is 11/11. And that day, I was seeing a lot of 11/11s and 1/11s. But that's not, even if you forget all that, because, some people are like, okay, don't go on with this woo-woo shit, you know what I mean? But, I didn't know that the Northern Lights were happening, and I actually didn't see them. I missed them. And I remember I called my sister, and I was talking to her about it, and we were both really disappointed that we didn't get to see it. And then I went to bed, and I woke up the next morning, and I had this epiphany, and just this strong, like, oh wow, like, that was the point. So all of last weekend, regardless of the amount of work I've been doing, I still have a lot of days where I don't feel 100%, or I am wondering to myself, why am I not, why am I not Kylie Jenner snatched right now? Or when is this coming? Like, why isn't it happening right now? And that can tend to be discouraging. I think I've built the discipline, and now I'm almost trying to control the timeline, and it makes me feel bad. I remember last Saturday, actually, I had a photo shoot, and I was feeling bloated. I wasn't feeling like myself. I didn't feel like my workout was the best. And I remember just feeling like shit. And then I went into a group meetup with a bunch of people that already have these opinions of me, or really don't like me, and just being isolated by a lot of people. And it wasn't everyone. Let me just preface by saying that, because there were a few people that were really, really kind. But I've said this for a long time since I've been in Albuquerque. That's kind of been a common theme of just being disliked in the modeling and art and fashion space here. So I tend to keep to myself a lot. And I'm not a very reserved person, but I come off really stoic or guarded when I'm not typically that way. But I've come to love that part of myself, because I think that's just my intuitive way of protecting myself and protecting my energy. So, but that's besides the point. Anyway, I came into that shoot feeling like shit, bottom line. And because I felt that way, I didn't expect anything from my photos. And I just decided to shoot and have fun and be like, I may not even be able to use these photos because of how I look, but whatever, like, I'm here. I'm just gonna show up. And those photos actually ended up being some of the best photos I've seen of myself in a really long time. And I could see the work I had put in with my own two eyes. And then the Northern Lights night, 11/11, obviously, the feeling doesn't really go away. But I'm thinking to myself, I can feel that when I'm on edge, the people around me are also feeling that and can feel me on edge, and I can feel them feeling me on edge. And I don't know if that's common or if that's normal. But I could feel it, and it was stressing me out more, especially in the gym environment, because I've cultivated myself to be someone that a lot of people gravitate towards to feel good. And maybe another video I'll talk more about the things I've experienced since working at the gym. But I've, I make it a point to walk in feeling and embodying the best versions of myself, and to just, because that's who I've become. But anyway, I saw a video pop up on my phone when I was on the treadmill, and I was feeling, I was putting a lot of weight on myself and pressure on 11/11, November 11th, by the way. And I saw Jadina's video about giving yourself strategic space, and I felt inclined to watch it. So I'm watching it on the treadmill. And it's talking a lot about what it means to let go, and that there's discipline, but letting go is actually the highest form of discipline, because it means letting go of the when and the how, and just trusting that showing up and the discipline and the work that you're putting in is more than enough, and that it will get you there, even if you don't know the outcome yet or the timeline. Or maybe you know the outcome, but you don't know when it will all happen. You don't know how it's all going to happen. You just know that it will. And believing and trusting that that's enough. And I struggle with that, because I feel that I've been at rock bottom for so long, that all this momentum I've created and the capacity I've built to show up, I'm looking for a sign, it seems, to prove that I'm there, or that I'm on the right path, or that it's happening. And similar to what happened with the Northern Lights, even though I couldn't see it and I missed it, it was happening all around me. And I saw photos on Instagram and on people's stories, and I got to see the beauty of it, even though I didn't see it with my own eyes. And the metaphor is that that's what is going on in my life. And whether I see it or not, it doesn't mean it's any less real or that it's not happening. And documenting it on YouTube is allowing a future version of myself to see it one day. Even if I can't see it right now, because I'm too close to it. I live inside myself. I see myself every day. I live in my mind every day, but the rest of the world doesn't. And the rest of the world sees me the way that they saw the Northern Lights. Sometimes invisible first, but then bright all at once. And it made me think back to comments I've been getting at the gym, or just the way people have responded to me. And I realized I've been seeing fragments of my own aurora borealis that I just never recognized because I was so busy holding the outcome like this that I couldn't just hold it like this and allow all that energy to like pass through. Even if you did it like this with me, your fists being tight, you can't feel the air. You can feel your nails clutching at your palms, and depending on how tight you're going, how uncomfortable that can sort of feel. And the perspective narrows. You can't really see anything except for maybe a line of light through it. But and that's the way I feel I've been living a lot of my life lately. And this is filled with a lot of expectation, and pressure and tension. And you can't hold this forever. But whenever you go like this, all of a sudden, even though the air is invisible, you can feel it going through your fingers. You can feel it touching the palms of your skin. You can even feel it soothing the claw marks that you leave on the palm of your hand from clutching so hard. But you can hold this forever. Even if it gets tiring or you just want to squeeze again, this you can hold forever because there's space, and letting go is in the space that you give it for. Letting go is in the space that you give yourself to be able to see the magic or the universe or God or whatever it is, to let it happen and let life surprise you. And so these last couple of days, that's just been on my mind ever since I came to that realization, because the Northern Lights and the fact that it happened on 11/11 and that I was seeing all those numbers and I was thinking all those things, and I watched the video on the same day, and it all just clicked. It almost felt scripted, how crazy it was. But I needed to know that more than anything, and keep telling myself to trust, and putting in a lot of work, and trust that it's doing something, even if it feels like I'm just shouting out into the void or I can't see it yet. It's happening, and I just have to give it the space to breathe and to form discipline around letting go and trust that it'll happen the way that it's supposed to, even if I don't know the when or the how yet. The same way with death, and why my biggest fear is death, because it encapsulates the not knowing of when or how. And so I've been wanting to make this video for a little bit, but I have had a lot of stuff going on this week. I have an exam today, I guess, like, because this video is gonna have to go out today. It's 3 a.m., so I'm just gonna say today. Thanksgiving's coming up. My siblings are coming home. I'm getting ready for a lot of photo shoots. I have a runway show next week. It's my first runway show since really embarking on this whole process. Getting ready for photo shoots in the next couple weeks to take my digitals and submit to my new agencies and all that. And so there's a lot going on, and sometimes I forget that the surprises live in the inhales and the exhales, not in the holds. So yeah, I hope that made sense. I know it's like 3 a.m., so maybe you're like, what the fuck is she talking about? But I hope it made sense, and I hope you enjoyed this video. But I will see you guys on Sunday. Okay, bye.